Well, how's everyone doing? It's been a minute since I've uploaded and just wanted to make a quick video on how to overcome loneliness on your journey of progression. And I've really been thinking a lot about this lately because uh, from coaching and my own journey through the game of tennis, just the amount of time that you have to put in by yourself to improve on any skill that you're working on, whether it's your serve, your forehand, just general life things. 90% of the time you're going to be by yourself doing that. Maybe you're out there, maybe hitting with someone, but in order to really get better, you've got to, keep practicing that certain skill. And it can wear on your mind a little bit because, a lot of us, I think we want to have that external validation of, someone clapping for us when we win the match or when we finish the race, and having someone there to support us and just be there and make us feel like, wow, the effort that I'm putting in is really worth, the time that I'm putting in. But at the end of the day, when you're out there by yourself progressing, whatever you're chasing, you have to understand that those emotions that you have of needing that external piece, someone to come by and pat you on the back and say, hey, that's, you're doing a great job. That's really not who you are as a person. So the external side can give you a little bit of encouragement and hey, keep going down your path. But only uh, what you're afraid of and what you need to overcome to achieve your goal. So I'm fortunate because I have tennis as a competitive sport that I can basically put all of my fears out on court and counter them in real time. Like they're staring me right in the face. And then, I kind of have this decision of like, hey, I can either confront this or I can, turn my back to it and walk away from it. And fortunately, I've had the ability to overcome a lot of those moments where I kind of felt like my journey was meaningless because I was on a path. I had somewhat of a goal set, but I wasn't really getting anyone telling me, hey, you're doing a great job. And there was a lot of time that I spent by myself, especially in high school tennis and things, where I was the only person out there hitting serves for hours at a time. And I knew that I would have to deal with this discomfort for a while because it's like, I wish someone could say, hey, man, I saw Wes out there. He was hitting serves. I mean, that guy's doing great things. But in the day, most people are so involved in their own story and their own journey that they don't have time to look at you and what you're doing and what you're progressing towards to really have it affect them. So when you're kind of going through these emotions of like, man, is my journey really worth it? I can tell you that it is, and I've been on both sides, and I can tell you on the other side of that loneliness, that drive to overcome what your fears, you have this sense of peace of like, what you accomplished. So there's almost like there's two selves within us, and there's one part of you that is saying you can't do it, all the negative stuff. I'm lonely, I can't connect, I wish I was better at this person's way better than I am, and all that negative stuff. And then you have this other side that if you choose to focus on it, the competitive nature, the warrior, it's like, I don't really care. I'm going to confront it and I'm just going to try to overcome it. And if it takes me 100 years to do this, I will overcome it. And that's one thing I've learned from my tennis journey, especially, taking, I don't want to say risk, but a little bit of confrontation with my fear of traveling alone to a place to pursue training with someone, like with a former pro player. But yeah, of course I'm nervous. Like I'm an introverted guy. Like I don't want to, deal with crowds and airports and stuff like that. But I knew something that made me afraid, and I knew in order to get on this other side of this journey that I'm on, or moving farther down the trail, I have to confront this. Because if I don't, and I know there's a signpost, and I'm looking at it, and I was like, well, if there's a swamp and there's briar bushes and things, it's really going to suck walking through this. But let me just turn around. It's like there's part of me that will be so disappointed in myself, and I'm the only person who knows that. I mean, I can communicate it, but I know what I had to overcome and my own fears to get that sense of internal validation where I'm at peace with myself. And the cool thing for my journey now is that I have a long way to go still, because as a coach, I'm helping the kids and everything else. But I have encountered this stuff. I've encountered this negativity and, the feelings of worthlessness. And, this is just for tennis. I mean, you think about just, life in general, I'm pretty fortunate, but, tennis has taught me so much about myself, about these things of, comparison to others, and then, wanting to be validated, and nobody's there to celebrate your name while if you win. And even if you win major tournaments and things, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, your opponent's upset they lost. You can be happy that you won, but at the end of the day, people, they go home and they, you can look at your trophies and, feel some sense of satisfaction from there. But the real progress comes from the fear and loneliness, disappointment in yourself, always comparing yourself to others. These are all negative things that you have to confront. You have to, journaling helps a lot to actually write it down, but you have to box it and say, okay, I'm going to try to overcome at least one of these things. So if you're feeling alone on your journey, that means you got to put yourself in uncomfortable situations to overcome that. That's just the only way you're going to get better. And if you're comparing yourself to others, you need to reframe your journey to the point that says it is me versus the world. Like, I am going and I'm going to try to overcome these things that are these obstacles that are put in my place. Because on either side of the coin, whether you feel like you're worthless or you feel like you're the most confident warrior in the world, there's one side, I would say, being the warrior, that gives you a greater sense of satisfaction in life. Because if you feel like you're worthless, which is not true, because I'm living proof of it, but if you feel that way, you're just going to drag all aspects of your life down. So I've been really fortunate with tennis to overcome that, from rock bottom, feeling like I am the worst tennis player that's ever lived, to now being fairly confident in my game and having fun with it. And that's the joy that I get from the experience, is taking all that negative emotion and then having the courage to confront it. And once you confront it, no matter how uncomfortable it is, you get this sense there's something that awakens inside you. I don't know if it's primal or something, but you're like, I can do this. And when you have that confidence to move forward, it carries over into all aspects of your life. It's helped me in my military career. It's helped me with coaching. It's helped me with all aspects. As soon as I feel uncomfortable with something, it's game on. It's like it's a third set and it's a tie break, and I have the fortitude to envision my outcome and what I want, and I want to progress and get through it. So a little bit longer than I wanted, but just wanted to give you my insight on this topic, and looking forward to future tennis-related videos once Brandon gets back and I can get hit with him again. But you have any recommendations for me, just let me know in the comments, and I'll talk to you later.